my little space. And I feel like for me, whenever I make art or I make music, my like main things are sort of music and film. And when I listen to music, space is a really important aspect for me. So like having a space, like certain times of day I can't listen to a song. Like I've got songs that are just night songs and then songs that are morning songs. I can't listen to the morning songs at night. So for me, like creating a space is really important. And in here we've got like a song called Indie Artist, and it's very cutesy, and it's the type of song where you need to be lying down and just like got your headphones on and you're imagining and making your own story. And a lot of the time when I make music and I make films, as I make them, I visualize a story with each. So if I'm making music, I can see the music video, I can see a story. So if I'm making the opposite and I'm making a film, I can hear the music, and they're very much intertwined with each other. And the song is it's slightly romantic, so I sort of felt like I needed to have two headphones, like something that, not even romantic, but just like, it's nice to experience with somebody else, and that was an important aspect for me too. And a lot of the music that I do make is in my bedroom with my really shitty like Apple earphones, and I just like use that little microphone. So this one here is like Indie Artist, and you just sort of lie down and put the headphones on and connect with that. And here we got the infamous keyboard. I got this keyboard 5 years ago from my high school when I saw this sign and I was like, to go to the dump. And at that point I had done like no art. I wasn't in any art classes or anything like that. Or I really wasn't doing much with my life. I was just like studying. That was it. And I didn't really have anything that I was passionate about. And I remember just going up to my music teacher and being like, hey, can I have this? And he was like, why do you want it? And I just looked at him with no like background and I said, oh, I'm going to turn it into an art project. And here we are 5 years later. And a lot of the time I don't know what I'm doing, and I love that. Like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it can feel like that's a daunting thing, but for me I really hone into it. And I have this thing where I let the art tell me what it wants. Like, I'll just start, and then as I keep going, it'll be like, do this, and I'll be like, okay, like I genuinely feel like I'm the vessel for it, and it's like telling me what to do. So I started off with this, had no clue what I was going to do with it. I just started dissecting it. I'm like screwing into it. Matthew's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. And as I just kept going, it was like the last week, and all I had done is like dissected it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to weave all these nice little beads on there and all this metal, because I love working with metal and making rings. Like I made this ring, and I just find that lots of fun. And I felt like the two sides were very much disconnected, and I was just like doing this, and I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And then I just like heard this little voice from the top bit being like, make me pretty. I was like, okay, well, you get that written. I'm not going to do that. So I sort of had that separation, which was really cool. And also it's just so nice to see what's actually inside of things. I have this obsession with doors and just like breaking things open and seeing what's inside. Like if I see a door, I can't not open it. I'm going to open it. If it's locked, it's locked, but if it's open, there's always something there. And I had lots of fun with this one. So this one's Talking Keys, because it sort of just talked to me, told me what it wanted, and I was like, okay, who am I to say no? And that's that one. I'm gonna go to these guys next. So this one was meant to be called I'm Too Young to Be an Adult. This one sort of plays on like family ties and like feeling like you're the one who has to take responsibility as a child. So this one's very like vulnerable, and it was nice to sort of play with black and white, and that sort of heavily influenced this, which I'm really vibing with this new like art style. Does anybody know the song Daddy Cool? Yeah, Daddy Cool. Yeah. So I had that song, and I was just like experimenting with this new like drawing style where it's just lines. And I was like, Mom, I love this so much. Like I'm talking to my mom, and I'm like, this is so great. And then I was like, let me take a photo of you. And she's in Japan, and so I like screenshotted it. And then I sketched out this one, and then turned it into this one, and I called it Mommy Cool, because my mom is so cool. And I was meant to put down for $500, but quite frankly, I don't actually want to sell it. So it's down as $5,000 and I'm gonna give it to my mom for her birthday. But if somebody does buy it for $5,000, we're going on holiday. So that will be her other present. But that's mummy cool. I really love this one. This one here was another one of those, the artwork is telling me what to do. I'm not really in control here. And this one's called Don't Break the Man in the Moon. I just bought some clay and I had a small canvas, and like the whole process, there was no planning. It was just, I saw the clay, I was like, okay, I need this and I need this. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna need 2 crystals, cool. And then went to flame and then just sort of like started sculpting it, and like, I wanted it wet so it started to break a bit. And I made the face, and then we had all these cracks, and originally I painted it all gold in all the cracks, but it just really took away from the face, which I didn't want it to do. So I just left these little tiny brushes of gold, and that's the man in the moon. And finally we got Tell Me. So this is a music video to my first single, like my debut single that I wrote last year. It's very dear to me. And guys, guess what? It was played on Triple J, like on Monday.
Yeah.
So I was so sorry. And I found it out yesterday, and I was trying to be quiet because everyone's asleep, and I'm like jumping on my bed, like screaming. But I was so very, very grateful for this, and that was another one of those moments where I was like, I'm just gonna let whatever the music's telling me make itself. And I was just sitting in my room, and I don't know how to sing. I don't really know how that works. I was in my room, and it was really late, so I didn't really have like a singing style. But my stepbrother, our doors are like this. It's probably why we're so conflicting, because like our doors are like facing off each other. And I had my little wide earphones, and I had to like whisper to sort of sing. So I had that sort of breathy sound, and I made this song. I was like, that's cool, I like it. I'm gonna make a music video, because at that time I was very film involved. And I had no money, like zero money at all. But I had all of these really cool filmmakers, which I knew. So I called them up, made a crew. I'm like, awesome, this is happening. And I was like, wait, I haven't recorded this song. If I'm gonna make like a really good music video, I wanna have a song that's being professionally recorded and mastered and mixed. So I was driving home from like my first real job, no money in the bank, and I saw the sign. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna pay for this to be able to record this song, because the DOP is going away in 2 weeks? And I saw this huge sign, and it said Pinterest event, Cairns Crocodiles. And I was like, Pinterest event, I bet there's lots of rich people there. So I like called up the people who organized the event, and I was like, hello, I'm a young entrepreneur. Could I please have a ticket to your $3,000 event for free? And they're like, yeah. So ended up going to that event. First 2 days, I was going up to people going, I'm Eleni Gina, I make music. And they're like, who the fuck are you? Excuse my language. And they came to the last day, and I was like, I have not made any money from this. So I decided I was scaring people. And instead, I said, would you buy me a coffee? Would you donate $5? And I asked almost every single person there. And the donations went from $5 to like $250, and it was just randomly coming in. And I ended up raising enough money to fly like 3 days later to Canberra, get it recorded with the producer, or the engineer. He recorded it, I sung, it happened, went on holiday, came back, recorded the music video, got a grant for that with council, and it went under story. So that's Tell Me, and it means a lot to me. And it sort of just like showed me that genuinely when you have something and you know exactly what you want to do, it doesn't matter how it's going to happen, but when you have that clear vision, you're able to like make that happen. So yeah,
I guess that's your crazy story.
That's my crazy story, guys.
Are you gonna sing?
Yes, I am. Yeah. So I'll be the ambience, and my friend Josh will be there too, who's a phenomenal guitarist.